In the world of military aviation, there is one aircraft that truly stands apart from all others. It's a machine that, honestly, looks like it flew straight out of a science fiction movie, with a unique flying wing design that cuts a menacing silhouette against the sky. This incredible aircraft is the B-2 Spirit, more famously known as the stealth bomber. Its primary purpose is to fly deep into enemy territory without being seen, strike its targets with unmatched precision, and return home safely. The B-2 is the crown jewel of the United States Air Force, a symbol of technological power and strategic reach that can project force anywhere on the globe from its home base in Missouri. The reason the B-2 is so special is its stealth technology, which is a combination of advanced design, special materials, and secret electronic systems. The bomber's smooth, flowing shape, with no tail or sharp angles, is specifically designed to deflect enemy radar signals away, rather than bouncing them back to the detectors. The entire aircraft is coated in a special radar-absorbent material that soaks up radar waves like a sponge, making it incredibly difficult to spot on screens. This combination of features makes the B-2 a virtual ghost, allowing it to slip past even the most sophisticated air defense systems completely unnoticed. This unique capability allows the B-2 to perform missions that no other aircraft can. It is what military planners call a first-day-of-war weapon system. This means it is designed to be the first to strike in a conflict, tasked with taking out the most dangerous and heavily defended targets an enemy possesses. These can include command and control centers, air defense networks, and, as the world would soon learn, deeply buried strategic facilities. The ability to neutralize these critical assets at the very beginning of a conflict can paralyze an adversary, giving the United States and its allies a decisive advantage from the outset. The pilots who fly the B-2 are among the most elite in the Air Force, undergoing years of intensive training to master the complex systems of this multi-billion-dollar machine. They must be prepared to fly some of the longest and most demanding missions imaginable, often lasting for more than a day without ever landing. These long-duration flights require incredible focus, discipline, and endurance. They operate in a small two-person cockpit, working in shifts to manage the aircraft, navigate across continents, and prepare for the critical moments over the target. Their skill is as vital to the mission's success as the bomber's advanced technology. In the tense geopolitical landscape of June 2025, the United States made a momentous decision. Facing what it described as an imminent threat from Iran's advancing nuclear program, the Pentagon activated a highly classified and long-planned mission Operation Midnight Hammer. The objective was clear and, honestly, incredibly ambitious: to deliver a crippling blow to Iran's most protected nuclear sites using the unique capabilities of the B-2 Spirit. This operation was not just a simple airstrike. It was designed to be a massive, overwhelming, and most importantly, completely secret attack that would catch Iran's military entirely by surprise and fundamentally alter the strategic balance in the region. The success of Operation Midnight Hammer depended entirely on stealth and deception. The mission's planners understood that if Iran detected the bombers approaching, the element of surprise would be lost, and the heavily defended targets might become unreachable. To prevent this, the U.S. military orchestrated a brilliant campaign of misdirection. A decoy group of B-2 bombers was deliberately sent on a highly visible flight west over the Pacific Ocean, a move designed to draw the attention of Iranian intelligence services and make them look in the wrong direction. Meanwhile, President Trump publicly stated he would take 2 weeks to decide on a course of action, lulling Tehran into a false sense of security. While the world's attention was focused elsewhere, the real strike force prepared to launch in complete secrecy. From Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri, the heart of America's bomber country, 7 B-2 Spirits were readied for their historic flight. This deployment represented the largest number of B-2s ever used in a single combat operation. The pilots, including at least one woman, had prepared for this moment for years, following strict sleep and diet regimens to ensure they would be at peak alertness for the grueling journey ahead. Only a handful of the most senior leaders at the Pentagon and U.S. Central Command knew the exact timing of the launch. The mission required a flight of over 30 hours, one of the longest combat sorties in the history of the B-2 program. To cover the vast distance from the American Midwest to the Middle East, the bombers had to be refueled in mid-air multiple times. In a carefully choreographed aerial ballet, massive KC-135 Stratotanker and KC-46 Pegasus refueling planes met the bombers at precise points over the Atlantic Ocean and Mediterranean Sea. These refuelings, conducted under the cover of darkness and radio silence, were critical moments in the mission. Each successful link-up brought the invisible armada one step closer to its clandestine rendezvous with its targets deep inside Iran. As the 7 B-2s flew eastward, they maintained strict communications silence, becoming ghosts on a global scale. The main strike force took a carefully planned route that would avoid the most heavily monitored areas, flying into hostile airspace from an unexpected direction. They crossed over Lebanon and Syria before turning toward Iran, a path that capitalized on the regional chaos to mask their approach. In total, over 125 American aircraft were involved in the broader operation, including Media Group, large formation of U.S. military aircraft on runway, multiple types of American warplanes in flight, at stock, at distribute, equally, fighter jets providing distant cover, electronic warfare planes jamming enemy sensors, and surveillance aircraft monitoring the situation, all working in concert to ensure the bombers reached their targets undetected. The primary weapons for this mission were as impressive as the bombers themselves. Each of the 7 B-2s carried 2 GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrators, or MOPs. The MOP is a colossal 30,000-pound bunker buster bomb, the largest conventional bomb in the U.S. arsenal, specifically designed to burrow through dozens of feet of reinforced concrete and earth before detonating. This was the first time the GBU-57 had ever been used in combat. The plan was to drop a total of 14 of these monstrous weapons on Iran's most heavily fortified nuclear facilities at Fordo and Natanz, sites buried deep underground to protect them from attack. In the early morning hours of June 22, 2025 local time, the B-2s arrived over their targets. Just as planned, Iranian air defenses remained silent, completely unaware of the invisible attackers flying high above them. Over a terrifyingly brief period of just 25 to 30 minutes, the bombers unleashed their payload. The 14 MOPs, totaling 420,000 pounds of high explosives, rained down with pinpoint accuracy. The bombs struck the ground and penetrated deep into the earth before erupting in massive underground explosions designed to create a catastrophic shockwave. Simultaneously, Tomahawk cruise missiles launched from a U.S. submarine struck a third nuclear site at Isfahan, completing the coordinated assault. After releasing their weapons, the B-2s turned back west for the long flight home, their mission accomplished without a single aircraft being detected or fired upon. The pilots once again had to endure the challenge of multiple aerial refuelings as they retraced their path across the globe. Back in Washington, military leaders watched satellite feeds and listened to intelligence reports in the White House Situation Room. The initial assessments were overwhelmingly positive. The Ghost Bombers had done their job perfectly, delivering a devastating surprise attack that demonstrated the unparalleled reach and power of American air power and stealth technology. As the sun rose over Iran, the full scale of the devastation from Operation Midnight Hammer became apparent. Satellite imagery released by the Pentagon showed immense craters directly above the known location of the underground Fordo complex. At the Natanz and Isfahan sites, entire buildings were flattened, and the infrastructure essential for nuclear enrichment appeared to be in ruins. U.S. officials, from President Trump to the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Kane, publicly declared the mission an overwhelming success. They stated that the strikes had caused monumental damage and set back Iran's nuclear ambitions by years, if not permanently. The international reaction was swift and turbulent. Iran's government officially denied that any significant damage had been inflicted, calling the reports American propaganda while vowing severe retaliation for the attack on its sovereign territory. The United Nations Security Council immediately called for an emergency meeting to address the crisis and de-escalate the rapidly rising tensions. Global financial markets reacted with alarm. Oil prices surged on fears of a wider conflict in the Middle East, and U.S. stock futures fell amid the uncertainty. The world held its breath, waiting to see what would happen next in the dangerous standoff. Operation Midnight Hammer served as a stark and powerful reminder of the B-2 spirit's enduring strategic importance. Decades after it was first introduced, the stealth bomber proved it was still the ultimate tool for projecting power and holding any target on Earth at risk. The mission showcased not only the incredible capabilities of the aircraft itself, but also the meticulous planning, logistical support, and pilot skill required to execute such a complex, long-range strike. It was a textbook demonstration of how to combine technology, strategy, and deception to achieve a decisive military objective against a well-defended adversary. The legacy of this daring raid will be debated for years to come. It highlighted the profound impact that a small number of stealth aircraft can have on international security, redrawing the strategic map in a single night. For the US military, it was a validation of decades of investment in stealth technology and long-range strike platforms. For the rest of the world, it was a clear signal of American resolve and its capability to reach out and touch any adversary, anywhere, anytime. The flight of the Ghost bombers in Operation Midnight Hammer became a defining moment of 21st